So why do so many people, and Christians in particular, believe that the world is about to come to an end? It seems to be quite a widespread view that it's all going to come crashing down, and chaos is going to occur and all sorts of deadly consequences. Um, Among Christians, one of the main reasons, and perhaps spreading also to the wider population, is the interpretation of the book of Revelations, of course. Well, the book of Revelation, I should say, not to misquote. The revelation of St. John the Apostle, the Diviner, John the Diviner, I think he's called in my old version. You see, John, I'm just going to make 2 points about this, or 1 point really, and it's quite a simple one. Because John opens his words speaking of the things that must shortly come to pass, and then a few lines below that he says, the time is at hand, speaking of these things, then the logical assumption, I think, on the face of the English, I'm a translator, as I probably said before, but I'm not the only person with a thinking brain, and certainly not the cleverest one. Something that is, the time is at hand and the things that must shortly come to pass. You would expect them probably to occur within the space of, shall we say, a few years reasonably. I suppose if 10 or 12 or 15 years passed and nothing did happen, then the general level of interest and of relevance of the prophecy would tend to fall off, wouldn't it? Those things, they seem to maintain their focus for a while in the among the people when they make these pronouncements, and then people just don't pay any attention because we understand that the prophecy was false. And John himself understood the meaning of the words that he was using in the context in which he was speaking. So it would seem to imply that the events in Revelation happened shortly thereafter, so are historic. It's very important to understand this. It's not what they teach in the church for some weird reason. But you see, to teach otherwise is actually blasphemous, and I'll explain why. When John used those words, the things which must shortly come to pass, and the time is at hand, I think we can all agree what he would have meant, what he would have intended, because he was speaking in the idiom of his day. He wasn't using mystical language. It's plain language, and would be understood by any reasonable man or woman to mean, as I have stated, within the matter of a year or two, shall we say, perhaps 3. That would still be valid prophecy. He can't have been speaking in deception, because these are the words of the Bible. So we have to take the words at face value. Now, what they say in the church then is that they point out that time is in the hand of God, and it is, of course. That's an accurate statement, because the Bible tells us that 1 year, 1 day with man, or 1,000 days with man is just 1 day for the Lord, and I think vice versa. That the time is in his hand to do with it as he will. We understand that. So they're making a good point, but you see, if John was going to appeal to the authority of God over time in his words, then he would be blaspheming by using words that indicate that the events are imminent, because it would not be under his power to know, to ponder the heart and intent of the Almighty. So he would be getting above himself, shall we say, to use such words. The only other alternative is, as I have said, to assume that he was speaking deceptively. And again, to do that is to, I would say, disrespect the Word of God, to undervalue it. And that's quite dangerous, I think. God bless.